Alrighty, so how do we start this? I think accounting is a great start, a base for a career, especially in finance. Accounting's good because it gives you an understanding when you're looking at financials. It gives you an understanding of complex matters or structures that a lot of people wouldn't know.
So what about your CA? How important do you think that is as far as giving credibility?
The CA is really well recognised in accounting firms, but it's pretty much saturated in terms of everyone's got it. It's not like CFA, a couple of people have got it, everyone's got your CA, you have to do it. In accounting. It's not looked as highly upon in banking because people don't understand it. It's one of those, it's an accounting course, it's good to have. It might get you over the line for an interview, it might not, but it's not as strongly well regarded as a CFA. You understand the mechanics of the accounting. You can see where numbers are being hidden, especially if you're on the buy side and you're going to buy a company and they're hiding numbers through accounting techniques. So stuff like that. It took me about 18 months to get into banking. I probably had, I reckon, 40 coffees with people across Melbourne. And that was probably the best thing I did. If you're actually looking to transition, is reaching out to your network, working out what opportunities are out there, because what will happen is people will call you. So in my situation, I was tossing up Masters, CFA, and I just went to heaps of coffees, and the heaps of coffees led to this person knows this person knows this person. Eventually an opening came up. The guy already knew that I'd spoken to a vast majority of people, so he came in with a sense of what I wanted to do. I did a range of testing. I did 4 interviews. I did one. The first interview was probably the hardest because they really dug deep into my accounting knowledge, which was fine, but they really, they were trying to poke holes. So I think if you're going to go to an interview in banking, you want to just be prepared. You don't want to rock up and wing anything. So the best thing about it was leading up to that interview, I'd had 20 coffees or I had 5 or 6 interviews, so I was prepared. The one thing he wanted between going from accounting to finance, especially at a junior level, isn't how smart you are, isn't what your degree, to some extent what your degree is, but it's how much you're prepared to work and how much you're prepared to work till 1 a.m. if there's a deal on. That's what most bosses want at the associate level. They want you to be hungry, because most people who do a degree or go to do a grad program are smart. It's really what at that associate level is how hungry you are to work, to whatever. How hungry are you to go that extra step? And that's what really a lot of the guys who are directors want. I was on VC from Melbourne to Sydney, and they were just hammering me, and it was my first interview, and it was hard because I couldn't hear them, and you sort of walk away going, well, you can either be like, that was horrible, or you can be like, what can I take from that, and I took from that was you need to be prepared. You probably try and get away from the VC, and then VC was like the work, you couldn't hear them. So one thing I'd say to associates or people who are looking for jobs is go to as many interviews as you can, because you'll just get better, and you'll get more relaxed, and you'll know what to say, and everyone will probably have a bad interview at some point. Traits. One, I think it's probably not as important, but it is important that you have to have someone who can get along well with the team. You don't need someone who's going to upset it. Secondly, probably more importantly, you just need someone who's hungry. That's at that associate level. You just need someone who's prepared to, if you know there's something on and there's a tight turnaround, they're going to be there, they're going to be working, and and they're going to be there to the end.
Yeah.
And thirdly, me personally, what uni they went to and what extra work they've done. An interesting day. An interesting day is when your boss comes to you with a new idea, a new deal, and he wants you to put the mechanics together and all the pitch. And it's something that's new, interesting, it's innovative, so it hasn't necessarily been done before. It's something that's been a bit different, and you go to the client maybe a week later and you pitch. That for me is like the heart of what I like to do. Working with smart people who are aggressive and, you know, everything they want to do is 100%. A challenging day would be really short deadlines with something I hadn't done before. So it'd be do a model of a acquisition in 24 hours using broker reports, broker consensus, and coming up with a conclusion of what you think the outcome will be, whether it be debt capacity or what the rating would look like or the synergies involved. And that the flip side of that is it's hard, but if you don't enjoy it, you're probably in the wrong job. So for me, being under pressure is something I enjoy, and I prefer to look at it like that. So there's two schools of thought here, where you can either lie and have a weakness that is actually a positive, or you can just be blatantly honest. And it depends on the person's interviewing you. I think the latter is probably better. People are pretty blatantly honest. People really respect that a lot more because they know the generic answer. So for me, I can completely and utterly go full speed ahead on something. So I'll look at a problem and I will that's the answer, that's what I need to do, and just tunnel vision. And that's something I've got to work on. I mean, in an interview situation, you can try and turn that into a positive, that if you can harness that, you know, I mean, but
that's probably a good one though, because I think a lot of, especially young people, the same thing. You're kind of so keen to work hard and impress people that you just go too far.
Yeah, I'd probably say slow down a bit. Yeah. I think if we're talking about banking specifically, it's quite competitive to get in. I think if you're at uni right now and you're watching this, even in your last year, I'd really put a solid effort into your grades. There's a certain benchmark across banking that you need to get, and thinking that you're going to wing it won't work anymore. It might have worked 10 years ago. If someone doesn't have the grades, there's still heaps of options. So it's more about manoeuvring your way back into that area. So there's probably three things you can do. You could go work at an accounting firm and get your CA and try and transition across. You could do a master's and just smash it, get good grades. Or you could just go and start in a bank and manoeuvre your way to the front office. Yeah, there are options to manoeuvre. It's just that you need to be dedicated to what you're doing. Sweet. Not too serious then?
You were very serious.
I know, I was so serious.